Hello guys. Okay, as promised, I told you I would go over what we were supposed to go over in class today. So I'm going to do your lesson here. All right. So I am on page 16 in the reading practice workbook, page 16, and there is a story at the top. Okay, I'm going to read you the story and then we're going to answer a couple of questions at the bottom. A family tradition. My mother asked, how do you say goodbye to your Lola, Jamar? Lola is the Filipino word for grandmother. Please remind me, I said. Remember, remind means to make you remember. In the Philippines, my mother explained, we have a tradition called manopo. Remember, tradition is something that families do and they pass down from generation to generation. When you say hello or goodbye to your elders, you touch their right hand to your forehead. It is a sign of respect. I touched my Lola's hand to my forehead. Mano po, Lola, I said. All right, so we have a couple of questions here that I want to go over. How do you know that this is realistic fiction? All right, there's several ways that we can tell it's realistic fiction. One, we can look at the picture and see that the characters in our picture are like people that we see every day in normal life, okay? Just like the people we see when we are going throughout our day. This is a boy, his mom, and his grandma, okay? And their house is a normal house, just like the houses that we see every day. So it's just like real life. All right, another thing is that they are having conversation. They're talking to each other in the story. Okay, we have conversations every day with each other and we talk. So this also makes it realistic, just like real life. Okay, so the characters act and talk like people do in real life. All right, number two, what is dialogue? Okay, dialogue, we said, is the words that the characters say to each other. Okay, it's shown here in these quotation marks. Okay, these little marks right here on the last line, it says Mano po Lola. Okay, on the last line, it says here, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words, and it shows the Mano po Lola in quotation marks. Quotation marks are used to show when people talk to each other, the words that come from their mouth. All right, so dialogue is the actual words that the characters speak. That's the definition for the word dialogue. Okay, it's the actual words that the characters say to each other. Okay, all right. It also shows the characters, it shows that the characters speak the way that we speak in real life. So just like we talk to each other in real life, the characters in our story are talking to each other, okay? All right, the third one, what is an example? I'm getting ahead of myself there. What is an example of actual words the characters speak? There are several. We have Manopo Lola in the very last line, okay? We also have at the top where it says, how do you say goodbye to your Lola, Jomar? Okay. It also has please remind me, where the little boy is talking to his mother. We have in the Philippines, we have a tradition called Manopo, when you say hello or goodbye to your elders. All of this is dialogue. All of this are the words, all of these are words that the characters are saying to each other. Okay, so dialogue, again, the actual words that the characters speak, and it shows that the characters speak the way that we speak in real life. Okay, all right, so we said some examples. The very easy one to write for number 3 is Manopo Lola, where he says to her at the end as he places her hand on his forehead. How does the illustration show to the, what does the illustration add to the text? How does this illustration help us to understand our story? It shows us, here it says, we have a tradition. When you say hello or goodbye, you touch the right hand to your forehead. It is showing us how they do the tradition of Manopo. Okay, the boy is touching his grandmother's right hand to his forehead in the photo. So it shows us what the tradition looks like, okay? All right, so the illustration is there to help us understand what the Manapo tradition is actually like, okay? All right, so that's page 16. Okay, you can come back and look at the video and write it in your book after we are done, or you can screenshot it now, okay? All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is you had classwork that you were supposed to bring to class today, okay? So the next thing, we're going to go over those pages that you printed for the story Yoon and the Jade bracelet. All right, what does the word celebrate mean? What does the word celebrate mean? To direct attention to one activity, to honor a special event, to try to outperform, to form into a braid. All right, the word celebrate means, to honor a special event. Okay, when we honor a special event, this is celebrate. Like when we celebrate holidays or birthdays, or when we celebrate something special that is happening. Okay, all right, next. What does the word disappointment mean? Disappointment. Coldness, sadness, tiredness, or weakness. Okay? It means sadness. Disappointment means when you expect for something to happen and it doesn't happen the way that you expect it to, so you are sad about it. So disappointment means, letter G, sadness. All right, number 3. What does the word remind mean? Remember, remind means to help us to remember. Okay, so letter B, cause to remember. The word remind is like remember. Okay, remember. What does the word precious mean? Does precious mean having great value, acting too quickly, without errors, or in progress? What does it mean? Precious means that something is very special to us. So that is something that has great value, letter F, okay? All right, moving on to the next page. There's a dictionary entry here, and we're going to try to figure out which word it's talking about. It says something that represents something else, sign with a specific meaning, okay? Something that represents something else. Is that courage, pride, symbol, or tradition? Which one? You're right, it is symbol, letter C. What does the word courage mean? Courage is when we are not afraid of something and we are brave. So letter F, bravery. All right, what about the word pride? What does the word pride mean? Does pride mean that you are afraid? You have a feeling of fear and anticipation? A feeling that one should be thankful? A feeling of respect for another person? A feeling that one has worth and importance? What does pride mean? Yes, a pride is when you feel that you have worth and you are important, when you feel good about yourself, okay? All right, last one. Which one of these words means the handing down of customs or beliefs from one generation to another? We just said, just like Manapo is a family tradition, to hand down customs or beliefs are traditions, okay? All right, next page, we're going to do now the comprehension questions based on our story. What is the main problem in our story? Yoon lost her bracelet. Yoon wanted to meet new friends. An older girl at school took Yoon's bracelet. Yoon did not get the jump rope she wanted for her birthday. That's right, Yoon's bracelet was taken by an older girl at school. So letter C. What do the symbols on the inside of the bracelet mean? Shining wisdom, trickster tiger, friendly sister, or kind bear? Yoon's name in Korean means shining wisdom. Okay, so that's what the symbols inside her bracelet mean. They were her name bracelet, and her name, shining wisdom, was written in Korean symbols inside. Why is the bracelet special to Yoon? It is brand new. It is very expensive. It is a gift that her mother had given to her grandmother. It is a gift that her mother had received from her grandmother. Okay, so it was special because it is a gift that her mother, Yoon's mother, received from Yoon's grandmother. Okay, it was passed down from generation to generation. All right, let's go on to the last page. Why does Yoon call the older girl a tiger? The older girl played a trick like the tiger in her storybook. The older girl resembles a tiger when she moves. The older girl was mean like a tiger. The older girl was as tame as a tiger. Yes. The girl, letter F, reminded Yoon of the tiger in her storybook who played a trick. Okay, and the girl played a trick on Yoon. She pretended to be her friend so that she could take her bracelet. All right, letter 5, number 5, based on what you read, what will most likely happen the next time someone asks Yoon to borrow her bracelet? Letter A, she will be happy to loan it to a friend. Letter B, she will say no and not take it off her wrist. Letter C, she will let the person hold it but not wear it. Letter D, she will not loan it because she will not wear it anymore. What do you think? All right, letter B, she will say no and not take it off her wrist. Okay, she learned her lesson this time, and she's not going to take that bracelet off anymore because it is very precious to her. All right, I will see you on Sunday. Remember, you have a quiz on reading about the story Yoon and the Jade Bracelet. All right, all homework is due by Saturday at 2 p.m. Make sure everything is submitted to the email. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.